So Morgan Stanley's in the race now. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Morgan Stanley says I read this on a Reddit page. Let me take a look at this guy here. Let's check out what this young man has to say. Sorry, guys, my freaking sound thing went off. Hold on one second. More work for the editor, Satman, the editor.
I'm just gonna start sending it.
Tell me if you can hear this.
I think the Morgan Stanley ETF is a huge deal. Oh, made away reserves in the sense that Morgan Stanley is not a large ETF shop or provider. They don't do this often in terms of putting their name on a product like this. But the real takeaway here is that when IBIT launched BlackRock's ETF, it had tremendous inflows, like fastest growing ETF of all time, all these data points that you can point to. But by and large, a lot of that demand was like latent, like in the sense that people who wanted to allocate to Bitcoin didn't have a vehicle that they could or felt comfortable doing so, or didn't just have the frictionless sort of brokerage environment to do it. So I think a lot of that, whatever is in IBIT today, 60 billion, let's call it, a lot of that was like latent demand. I think what's going to be really fascinating to watch is this Morgan Stanley ETF. Like the only reason they're doing this is to compete with IBIT in some sense. And so they have to attempt to catch up to that 60, 70 billion, whatever IBIT's at right now. And it's not going to be from latent demand because the latent demand is like largely already in these other products that have existed for like 2 years now. And so what that tells me is that they're actually going to be soliciting around this thing and really trying to sell it, not only to their internal clients, but just externally to actually try to compete with IBIT, because otherwise you wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, AKA they're really going to be their sales force is really going to be trying to sell it. And I made a post on there. I said, can Morgan Stanley actually catch BlackRock and BTC Holdings despite IBIT having a 26-month head start? Let the games begin. What do you guys think about it?
It's got a better fee structure. I believe. There you go. I believe the IBIT is 1% on the year, and that's 0.14, or is it 0.01%? I have to fact check that. Go, Anthony. I'm going to look at that quick.
I guess it depends on who wants to go harder. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to look into the technicals of it. I mean, IBIT is definitely. I mean, they already made a lap, but these other people are getting ready to start. But at the end of the day, you got all these guys are coming in now. Everybody, they're shaking the boat, and everybody's like, "Oh, hold on! All these people are doing. This person's doing it. That person's doing. We got to do something." And we're gonna play that game. And what happens is when you get competition, right? You go to a car dealership, right? You got multiple car dealerships. We're gonna be playing that game. So I think we're gonna see who can just deliver and promote the best rates, the best product, the best security. They're going to be playing the percentage game on, it's 65 to 75 now, but we're going to do 50, and we don't know because they're still going to be erring on the side of corporate greed. But maybe with this competition, all these other players coming into the game, it could level it out, and I think it's more beneficial for the retail investor, for us. So we just kind of sit back and watch how it all plays out.
So I did fact check it. It's actually Morgan Stanley's fee structure is 0.11% cheaper than BlackRock's 0.25. So they're going to do exactly what Anthony's saying. They're just going to be like, buy mine because I'm cheaper. And then people in like IRAs, they'll be like, I'll take that fee structure because it doesn't actually count against you in an IRA, like for taxes. You just swap them as you want.
Yeah, I think the way the guy was saying it, and you guys tell me what you think. He was talking about latent demand. And what I think is, from what I could see, he's basically saying BlackRock's customer base is going to be a little bit different than Morgan Stanley's customer base. And they're going to be more I don't want to say Bitcoiners like us, but I think they're going to be more because BlackRock is not, their customers that have it, and I know some people that do have it, they don't even know they have it. You know what I mean? You got to like
Mhm.
talk them into saying, "Hey, can I see? Oh yeah, I do have this." Right? So the latent demand versus the real, like, "Hey, we're getting on the phone and we're showing you what this thing is. We're doing we're structuring stuff around Bitcoin. We're training on this and that." So I think it's going to be a little different. But I said, let the games begin. And this is why I said, and I made a video back in 2024. We have got, and when you see stuff like this, we have got to front run these people. Do you understand? You have to front run it and keep your stuff in the cold storage and let them know the big boys are coming. The big boys are coming. So I like it. I don't like it. There's nothing we can do about it except stay ahead of the curve. That's what I like.
Real quick, it's kind of like when we were like Bitcoin only, and then we don't want stable coins. We know stable coins are going to run in tandem and side by side along Bitcoin in regards to people are going to be using them. It doesn't mean they're better. Absolutely not. Duh. But we can't, the TradFi system is coming over. This shows that the TradFi system is saying, hey, I'm kind of peeking over the fence to see what's going on. That's what TradFi is doing. And the pro of that and the benefit of that is the adoption. We're talking about spending sats. We're talking about circular economies. When you get these big monster institutions that come in here, there's no more bigger advertisement sign that says, hey guys, have you heard of this? I think it's a win.
I mean, we're talking like, what is it? And without the dip, we're $2.1 trillion in BTC right now. These guys blink at that. That's a rounding error to them. Like, you're exposing tens of millions of people to Bitcoin, and then maybe 5% say, hey, maybe I want to like look at the real thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's just another adoption move. And then, when you hear stuff like that, you hear all the other stuff about what's our boy's company name? Jack
Strike?
No. Jack Dorsey's company with the
Square.
You hear that. Again, you hear the Fannie Mae stuff and all that, and then you see the price at 66,000. Again, this is why I'm telling you guys, the market has not caught up. Okay, you have to stack your ass off right now. Not financial advice, right? Yes, thank you, Blunt Man Square. Yep. And he says he accepts Bitcoin. Yeah, you just missed our section, Blunt Man. We were talking about having a circular economy and spending our Bitcoin. Absolutely. Yep. That we want to do with paying Bitcoin. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. And, just for a real quick advertisement commercial thing here, guys, we are going to be here in Las Vegas at the end of April 26th through the 29th. And we're going to have a Bitcoiners for Freedom meetup. And let's just say the words or the famous phrase, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, will be applied heavily to to what we're going to be doing and accomplishing here in the conference, because we're still trying to get that hook on Trent to bring his ass to Vegas.
Good luck,
Trent. It's a business trip, man.
That doesn't mean I get to write it off as a business trip.
We didn't say write it off. We just said it's a business trip, man.
It's networking.
Yes. I'm going to the conference. That's what's up, bro.
I get one trip a year and I already picked it.
Where you going?
Philippines.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No bad.
I can't wait for those videos.
Gonna be sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I'm driving, but still here.